The last time Trinidad loaned me one of their vehicles for a long-term review, I took it all the way to Icacos, which at that point in time was the furthest south I've ever been. Well, we are going on our next road trip because they loaned me the Tank 300 for a week to do a long-term review, and I decided again we're going to go somewhere far. This time, I'm going all the way to Matlot, which is somewhere I've never been, so I was excited for this trip. So I fueled up the tank, and like all good things, it started in the west. But no, really, I'm starting from Valencia because I didn't have enough memory to start recording from the west all the way to Matlot. Let's be real here. So, we're starting on this side street here, heading into Valencia. Parts of the video would be sped up, parts would be real time, parts would be zooming into certain places of interest to me. So, come along for the ride. The first thing I have to say, I love this road. When I talk about the road infrastructure in Trinidad and Tobago, this is what I talk about, roads like these. If all the roads in TNT could have been like this, we would have been the happiest nation on earth. Because look at this. It's just like one constant flowing smooth road. And the thing about it is, I brought the tank down here expecting bad roads. People tell me, boy, when you go Toko, it's dirt road and ravine you're driving through. So when I hear that, I say, what? The tank 300 could be ideal for down there. That's why I went down there, you know. But surprisingly, even though parts of the roads are worse than others, I never met the dirt track and ravines people were talking about. But we're going to discuss those roads when we reach down to Toko and Sanssouci and all these places. But for now, let's just admire this road, because right now I'm covering great distance. What you are seeing here is obviously a sped up time lapse, but I'm covering great distance. And you see, the thing about this drive is that when I first planned it, I thought I could have left home and go through Maracas, go through Las Cuevas, go through Blantyres, and cover that entire northern coastline. But for some reason, the road doesn't go all the way around. It stops halfway, like money ran out back in the day. Who knows? On the right, you're going to San Grande, and to the left, Toko. I'm turning left because we're going to Toko. Like I said, I want to go all the way to the end, and then you have to go to the end, and then make a left, and then come around to the north. So you're heading east, then you're facing north, and then you're facing west. That's the cardinal points you are driving right now. Right now, we are still heading east. Now, the thing with driving is that once you are driving, your eyes are on the road. Well, hopefully they are on the road if you're a good driver. So most things I only saw while looking over the videos I edited now. For example, if you are from the west, or the south, or even the east, you know what a police station looks like. Even the oldest police station you can picture in your mind, you know what that police station looks like. If they were to paint a building the police colors, you can tell. See that? That is not a police station. Until you are passing Matura and you look on your right hand side and you see this house. This is a police station, you know. This is legit a house in the police colors. Like legitimately a house in police colors. And downstairs seem to be an office or something. Who knows? If I'm arrested and you bring me here, I am escaping and going to the nearest police station because I will feel I'm being kidnapped. Like, what is the holding cell here? A bedroom? Like you're locked in a bedroom and you can't come out? Shaky. Continuing with the journey. When I see things like this, it really makes me happy. For example, on the left-hand side here, there's some children bathing in the river, some adults close by. On the right-hand side, I have a car parked under the bamboo-looking tree there, and people just enjoying life. This is what life is like on a Caribbean island. Just enjoying life, rock back, relaxing. We don't have to worry about terrorism and bombs falling and suicide bombers and mass shooting and geopolitics. We are literally an island. We should be the least stressed people, and for some reason, you know, it's like you're always stressed. And when you come down here, like the further in I go, is the less stress I feel. And as I'm saying that, a wild Nissan appears in the wild. You know, so you know I must pass him. Yeah, I had to create some distance between him and I. Don't feel you're gonna stay in front of me and skid up road and crash and next thing you know I'm in problems. Nah, none of that. But yeah, you don't feel that constant rat race when you come down these areas. You're just laid back and relaxing. The only downside is that it's far from everything. And trust me, when I say it is far from everything, I mean it is far from everything. All here, we still good, right? We still, you know, if you had to run into Port of Spain, once the time in traffic, you're good. But the further in you go, that concept of just running into Port of Spain and coming back, it goes out the window. On the left-hand side here, you have what looked like a villa. I'm seeing a lot of those, and I understand why it's like a coastline area. So you have a villa here, you can go and spend a day maybe, or rent a room and do what you have to do. A nice villa though. It looks pretty big, pretty spacious, lots of parking. I'm not sure of the name. I will go back and insert it if I can see it after the fact, because my GPS device failed. The plan was to sync this up with a GPS map so I can see what I'm talking about while talking about it while watching the video, but the device fails out of sync. I couldn't get it back into sync, so it's like I don't even know where I am, but I have a sign here which is saying Sans Souci 27 kilometers, Toko 20 kilometers, Balanja 4 kilometers. Now when I saw Toko 20 kilometers, I was like, wait, I reached Toko yet? But the map told me about a half hour ago that I was on the Toko main road, and for some reason Toko is still 20 kilometers, is almost from Diego Martin to Grand Bazaar, you know. But anyway, we continue the journey. At least the roads are nice. There's winding. If it was one straight highway, probably would have been a 10-minute drive, but it's winding, but the roads are nice, which is, thumbs up for that. That is not what I was told by people. Maybe they came up here in the 50s. They told me, again, ravine and dirt track you'll be driving through. You'll be using a four-wheel drive whole day. That's what they told me. I came up here and it's only asphalt. One thing I've noticed as well, the further in I go, the more abandoned homes and abandoned projects I saw. For example, this one on the left. What we gonna do? Who owned this? I'm sure whoever owned this watching this video right now, call her best price. It's not like you're using it for anything apparently. It's just there, being an eyesore. Call her price. You might be able to work something out. I don't have the money, but I get the money. Yeah, I don't mind borrowing a piece of money to buy a property. But the thing about it is, right, I am thinking that here really isn't as developed as it could be to be a major tourist attraction. So maybe all of that is why there are so many abandoned properties. This yellow band maxi really out of zone. But anyway, if you have a house or rent and you tell a Trini is in Toko, chances are they wouldn't really come, because if they work in Port of Spain, to leave Toko to come to Port of Spain for a job, So we get to come down here and live is probably like tourists. They come down on vacation or something for carnival. But that's more like seasonal income. It's not going to be a year-round income. You're going to get a family who's moving from the West to come down here and live for the next 4 or 5 years. So, maybe that's why there are a lot of small abandoned properties. I'm not sure of the economics. You'll correct me in the comments. But going down, there are a lot. There are like a small building here, a small unfinished house over there, a hut here, a hut over there. Lots of unfinished places. Lots of finished places as well, but lots of unfinished places. I would say that beyond this point is the point at which going into Port of Spain, quick and come back, goes out of the window. You see, beyond this point, beyond this point is it. Beyond this point is, if you're buying in bulk. You don't have no 1 pack of rice and 1 pack of flour going on here. 10 pack of everything, and when you go home, you're going home, and and if you're working as well, chances are you're working from up here. But I haven't seen much places up here you can really work, so maybe you start going to Port of Spain anyway. But I like this little area here, little beach, and I love when you see the palm trees and coconut trees over the beach. It just makes you be happy. You look up at the sky and you're happy to be alive, because it's like much people aren't alive to see this. If you think about it, even watching this video right now, you didn't have to be here. There are persons who are not alive to see this video right now. There are persons who are living in parts of the world where they wish they could look at an unfinished place there. See what I'm talking about? Unfinished place all over. But there are persons where they wish they could look up and just see this nice blue sky with a few clouds, taking a nice cool Sunday drive. But no, it's bombs falling and terrorist attacks and all kind of different things, blizzards and snowstorms, 10 feet of snow you're walking through. We are blessed. We are truly blessed. I mean, this is not to say we don't have problems. We have plenty of problems that should be fixed. Let's not get carried away with the blessedness and feel, we're blessed, man, and things just getting worse and worse and worse, and we just holding on to the blessings of the past. We have the blessings, let me try and keep it now. That should be the end goal for our country, to keep the blessings flowing. Look at this gas station now. Long I haven't seen a gas station like this. It's like a relic from the past. I'm sure that tank in the back, there's a gas tank. They are storing gas above ground. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. It just looks that way, like they're storing gas above ground. Look at next unfinished abandoned property there. Yeah, there's a lot down here, a lot. Look at next one in the back there as well. They just scattered all over. Like people started projects, underestimate the cost for transporting blocks from wherever to up here, and the project fall apart. You know what I also noticed? I haven't seen one police mobile patrol on this entire trip. Not one roadblock, not one licensing official. So it's only down in the west that they're pressuring people. Well, they feel because we in the West, we have plenty of money, so it's only down here they're concentrated. Right, cool. But we can move on from that for now. Women have a thing right now where they want to be a passenger princess. Once the man is there, they are a passenger princess. Look, if you all are living down here, everybody pull the weight, all hands on deck. It's either he drive down, you drive up, or you drive up and he drive down, all hands on deck. We are about to make a left to Paria, so we're heading to Matlot now. See the sign there, if you go to the right, you're going to Salabia Lighthouse, but we're going left, because remember, we're going to Matlot. But getting back to the story, if you are living down here, all hands on deck. There's no passenger princess thing taking place here. Everybody pulling the weight behind that steering wheel. Now, remember the old house looking police station we saw lower down? Yeah, we'll figure that. Because now, this is what they call a police station. This looks more police station-ish. Yeah, this is it here. Even though next to it have something marked a courthouse, which is back to our house. Yeah, that's the courthouse there. It's actually marked courthouse on it. Yeah, imagine getting convicted of something in an old board house somewhere. You will be the laughing stock of the prison. We have a funeral service taking place here on a Sunday, you know. Well, I saw the hearse parked out front, so I'm assuming it's a funeral service. But I've never been to a funeral service on a Sunday before. Well, I guess there's no special day for burying people. But I think there's a time though. You can't do it after 6 or 7 or something. So I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but maybe some superstitious thing. But right now we are on the coastline. So remember, we were heading east, then we made the left by the intersection there with Sally Bay Lighthouse on the right hand side. So you're facing north at that point in time, and now we are on the coastline facing west. So technically, in principle, if there was one connecting road going straight past Matlot, you can just continue and go through Blanchisseuse, Las Cuevas, Maracas, and so forth. Look at this nice beach here, but notice, not much people. And this was a Sunday. This is beach day, and not much people. That's just how quiet down here seemed to me. For my short time being down here, it just seemed pretty quiet. Like on a Sunday, down on my side, you can't go to the beach, you can't get space. And then there's always one maxi just blasting music, just music for no reason. And then somebody will hear that music, and he come blasting music, and a car come blasting music, and you're hearing 3 different conflicting tunes playing. You're hearing Zessa music from one thing, you're hearing chutney from the next thing, you're hearing soca. You don't know what to listen to. You're just confused. Inconsiderate people. But anyway, here you have a bike crew. You have 2 riders roll already on the right hand side. You have a bike down in the drain. You have some in the yard there. And you see them watching the camera. Yeah, I was on camera, I was recording. But you see, this is life here. It brings back memories. Mostly bad memories to me though, because I grew up poor. So my bike tire, once you get a hole in your car patch, my bike down for months. Back in those days, asking your parents for $16 to go and buy a bike tube was like asking them for $1 million. You would swear you was asking for house and land. Shake my head. But we have a next coastline here. I don't think you can bait down there though. It looks like you could if you climb down these rocks here, but I don't know. Maybe you could. I'm not sure. I didn't try. But look, another property that looks somewhat abandoned on the right hand side here. I looked in. It looked like there's nothing inside of it. So I'm assuming it's abandoned. Maybe it's still in the building phase. But at this point, I stopped to check the map because I'm like, okay, I've been driving for what seemed like an hour and 45 minutes at this point. How far do I have to go again? Luckily, it's not too far. Yeah, I can safely say we are almost there. But look at this thing here. These guys are working. Now, I came up here in the Tank 300 with leather ventilated seats. I could get a massage if I really wanted to. But that's me. Bro up ahead came up here in this truck. These trucks in them is right rough. So you can imagine you coming all the way up here as a workman in a truck. But it just goes to show that while we are enjoying life and just relaxing, behind the scenes, there are men and women working to keep the country running. This looks like it's being over at TSCT or something. So, but these men and women, and this is on a Sunday, so imagine having to come all the way up here. I mean, maybe he gets overtime or something, but still, at some point, money is like next to the pain of having to come all the way in the back here. You can imagine the logistical nightmare of running a network from wherever the base station is to all the way in the back here, and then something goes wrong, and you don't have to find where in the line it broke. And added to that, this road has no street lights. You can imagine how dark up here would be at night. Like the scary drive of coming up here. Let's say it broke down. Let's say driving here broke down in the middle of the night, like 11 at night. No street light, no road light, nothing. The most nerve-wracking experience I'm sure anybody could experience. But luckily, that didn't happen to me. But I could imagine the nerve-wracking experience that will be for somebody, especially if your car broke down with a dead battery. Say you have no headlights or anything. Yeah, because in a direction you go is miles if you're going west, and it's miles if you turn east. Either way you take it is miles. And lower down, we would realize one of the biggest inconveniences of living down here. Here we have another work site coming up, and you can see like they're building a river or they're reinforcing the road or something. But major road work taking place all in back here. But cast your eyes to the left. Look at this. Look at this. Everywhere you go, you can see a Nissan on 4 blocks. Except in this case, it looks like he has a flat tire, because he's sitting on a flat tire. And you know these notes don't come with a spare. So he's on a flat tire. And when we were passing back, he and the tire wasn't there. But the car was still off the ground with the front right tire missing. So I'm assuming he got a flat. And he had to take this tire to wherever the closest tire shop is. Probably like 10 million miles away. But then he should have just used the tire repair kit. Unless it was a big enough puncture where the tire repair kit couldn't fix. But who knows? Hope he got through though. But this is the road to head to the last point. We are heading to Matlot now, and even here, it's not too bad. There are bad parts, like that wooden bridge there, but there are bad parts, but the road itself is not too bad. Cars can pass here. The average car can pass here normal. This is a bad part here, but look at the tank. It's just soaking up these bumps like no problem. I wouldn't want to pass here every single day, but this is the worst of it right now. We're coming up to the next unfinished structure on the right hand side here. I'm starting to feel like everybody is building something up here except me. Like, is there land selling that I don't know about? But look at this, it's unfinished and there are red bricks just sitting there and foundation blocks. I'm convinced that the majority of crime is east and west. That's it, east and west. Because I'm telling you, in the west, if you put blocks there and you go and sleep and come back, you meet in the space where the blocks were. But look at them, they just have blocks just rest down and like nobody touching it. Not saying they should. I'm just saying it's a different culture up on these ends. I can't live up here, it's still kind of too far for my liking. But we have arrived at the end that I am willing to go. There was a small road leading a bit further than this, but it was leading to a dead end, so I didn't go there. I just decided to turn here. This looks like a police station, but it's not. It's actually a school. Up here, you can never tell. It could have really been a police station, but it's really a school. So I pulled up here, took a few pictures. At this point, I was really hungry. Can't lie. I didn't expect the drive to be that long. In fact, it looked shorter on the map than when I actually undertook it, but I made it. I took my pictures to show I was here, and I left a 360 photo at this point, so you all can check it out if ever you are on the map. But in total, I drove from the west to the east, 258 kilometers. It's saying 8 hours and 30 minutes, but that is 8 hours and 30 minutes really total. It was more like 6 hours of driving and 2 hours of miscellaneous things like adjusting the camera angle, stopping by the Tumpuna gas station, and just driving slow, taking in these sights every now and then. But it's really about 6 hours and driving in total. Would I do it again? Nope. It's one of those things where you do just to say you do it. I did it. All in all, it was a nice drive though. The Tank 300 handled it like a champ, especially on those winding roads. You would think a big vehicle like this would have tons of body roll. Very, very comfortable. But more on that in a full review. And remember, I have a new page, 360 Travels. This is the last video of this type I'm posting on the TD47 page. All other travel videos are going to go on this page. If you are into the more 360 content where you want to look around for yourself, pan the camera, tilt up, left, right, it's the same name, 360 Travels, but on YouTube. So give me a follow and be a part of every journey. But tell me in the comments, would you undertake this drive? Have you ever undertaken this drive? How long ago was it? And did you enjoy it or not?